If I can now get to come to the stage, Michael Johnson, Steve Vickers, Brian Hughes and Stan Lazaridis. So, Jono, why are you still wearing your Wembley Club suit? I've got.
I can guarantee that's Jeff in it.
No, that's Craig Upton from Table 8 wanting to know why you're still wearing the same suit you were wearing 10 years ago.
Because it still fits 10 years later, that's why.
Jono, tell us what it's been like putting this night together, and what it means to you.
It means so much, obviously, you know, to being around the club and still hear such fondness for this group of players, and to be part of that generation, especially, you know, amongst such difficult times in the club. So it's nice that we can all gather here and, you know, celebrate and, you know, tell the lads, and the lads can speak to you about how fond we all think of you as fans, and hopefully some of you feel towards the lads. So it's a special night, and to see the likes of
Stan Lazaridis all the way from down under. Tell you what, mate, that's dedication. That is dedication, mate.
Love.
Now, if I know you like I think I know you, you'd have known down to the very last halfpenny how much that trip would have cost you. Because you were the club's financial advisor, but you were the money man.
I don't know about money, man, but oh, look, I love playing for this club, and when Jono gave me the call, I thought about it, said, Jono, give me 24 hours, and then literally a few hours later said, all right, Jono, I'm coming. And I mean, I love being here, I'll be honest, you know, it's, but I had a couple of hours up my sleeve, and I had to drive around and went to the old training ground, went to the school my daughters went, and went to St Andrews, and I got a bit emotional, you know. It's like I remember the times going there.
Yeah, yeah.
That's right.
We remember it too, mate.
Yeah, but yeah, look, it was on. You know, we had some real good nights, and it's, you know, we'll pinpoint the year from promotion because that whole year was great. But there were so many great games, and this group of players, and we'll talk about it. The reason I think why we got promoted that year, I think. It didn't matter if someone was ahead of you and played. We were right behind each other. And, you know, Jeff Horsfield's, Brian Hughes's, Jono's, Percy's, great. You know, these sort of guys that, you know, we weren't any airs and graces about us. We just got on the field, did a job, communicated with all the fans. We used to talk to the fans all the time. Yeah. The hierarchy, the board, it didn't really matter. And I think that year when we got promoted, it was just, I think, a fantastic achievement for all of us. And I'll never forget it. You know, it's one of those special nights.
Now, Steve Vickers, what the hell were you doing on the left-hand side of the Millwall penalty area in the last 2 minutes?
No idea. I'm glad I was.
Oh yeah. I mean, I wasn't there. I was back at St Andrews that night because they had a beam back, but to be in that atmosphere, which was pretty. Well, tense doesn't tell the half of it, does it?
No, it was an unbelievable night, really, with a fantastic ending. Apart from the riot afterwards was a little bit
yeah.
much, but yeah, the game itself was phenomenal. Everybody played the part that night, and you know, no more so than the fans, which again were superb. My lasting memory is just turning around to salute the fans as the whistle went, me and Nico, and then turning around again and realising there was nobody on the pitch. Everybody had got off and the police were coming on from the side and the Millwall fans were coming on from the other end. And I'm surprised how quickly I could run towards the end of a match, actually, to be fair. So.
Now, I've got a few questions here. I don't know whether everyone knows the answer to this one. Who was the next penalty taker?
Yeah, it was
after
me.
Darren? That was you, was it?
There's a story behind it, actually.
Let's hear it.
Brucey came up to me the night before the game and said to me that he wants Tommy Mooney to be the 5th penalty taker. And I've always been the 5th penalty taker since I've been at the club. And I've never missed a penalty while I've been here. So I wasn't sort of ecstatic about not taking the 5th. But Brucey made his feelings known. We had a little bit of a discussion. And he wanted me to go on the 4th.
A bit of a discussion?
It was the night before the big game, wasn't it?
Yeah,
so. So I was on the 4th penalty. Tommy was obviously on the 5th, being the normal penalty taker. Obviously, the game kicked off. Tommy gets substituted in the second half, goes to penalties, and I go over to Brucey when we're deciding who's taking the penalties and tell him I want the 5th. Obviously, Darren comes on and obviously takes the 4th, which is obviously the winning penalty, and I could honestly say that I wouldn't have wished it to be on anyone else, being a local Brummie lad.
Now, Brian, what's all this Bobby George nonsense I keep hearing about?
I used to have a couple of gold rings back in the day when I was coming from Liverpool over to Birmingham. He used to have a go at me all the time, and I think he was a bit jealous, actually.
We know Bobby George, and he stands with the darts, and all you can see is these gold rings and chains. When Hughes signed, honestly, he walked in, we thought he was Mr. T. So he quickly got the nickname Bobby George, which obviously you can still see he didn't like.
And on that bombshell, we'll say thanks to Steve Vickers, Michael Johnson, Stan Lazaridis and Brian Hughes. Thank you, fellas. Fantastic.
Cheers, man. Brilliant.
Thank you, Steve. Fantastic. Great to see all these wonderful players back. And now we're going to welcome